What's up guys, I'm Nathan and this is Full Throttle Cars. In today's video we're going to be doing a couple things with the Civic and I'm going to be showing you how to repair one more thing on the Civic, guys. I know I have done quite a few repairs on this vehicle already. I have already put out a video showing you how much I have actually spent on this car, including the price of the car. It was somewhere around $1,500 within the year, even though it was only $800 to purchase the car itself. Well, now the bumper has actually been kind of ripped off the front and the light bar is acting up a little bit too. We're going to look into that a little bit today. But right here you can see that this bumper is completely loose, and I'm going to tell you guys that story right now. Okay guys, so the reason that this bumper is ripped off like it is, I'm sure you guys have seen it like this in previous videos, is because of two words: little sister. Okay, so my little sister decided that she was going to practice driving a little bit and just drive out our driveway and back, which is like about half a mile. So going out in the driveway and back actually isn't as easy as driving as you would think, going out somebody's driveway normally and back. So she's going out and back, and then she decides to pull into the barnyard that we have down right outside the barn. And there are quite a few large metal things sitting in the barnyard, one of them being a skid loader bucket. Alright, so this skid loader bucket is very, very heavy. It does not budge unless you have a large machine pushing on it. And Natalie was going pretty slow in the Civic, and she's short enough that she was not able to see this low sitting skid loader bucket. It's only maybe a foot and a half, maybe 2 feet off the ground. And so she's pulling along, you know, she's driving, and then all of a sudden, boop, she thinks the brake's locked up. So she gets out of the driver's seat, goes all the way around to the other side, because she thought she hit something on the back. For some reason, I don't know why. It might have been because she was turning, but then, instead of walking around the front of the car, which is where she hit the skid loader bucket, she walks all the way around the other side. Weird, I know. She walks all the way around the other side, doesn't see the skid loader bucket that has lodged itself into the front license plate, and pulls away. So if she would not have pulled away, there is probably a really good chance that this front bumper would not have come off in the way that it did. It actually pulled very far off, and I was able to push it part of the way back in. But because I did not remove some of these holders on the bumper, it was not able to go all the way back in. So today what we're going to do is fix what she did, which essentially the skid loader bucket anchored onto the bumper, and whenever she pulled away, she pulled that bumper way back. So today we're going to be pulling out those holders and hopefully restoring the bumper to a somewhat normal looking appearance on this car. Okay guys, so the first thing we're going to do is just kind of pop the hood here, and just take a look at what we're doing. I want to show you guys really my plan as to how to get into this and see if it's going to work. Now the engine is pretty warm, so I don't want to touch anything. Just slide that into the groove right there. Alright. And so whenever Nick and I had to put on this little light bar right here, what we ended up doing is pulling out that, I believe, that, and then we ended up taking off this plastic side, and I'm not sure if I actually need to take off this plastic piece right here on either side to actually remove the bumper. Because really guys, there is not much holding this bumper on other than a couple pull tabs and I believe a couple screws, because the bottom part was actually ripped off previously. Alright guys, so what I need to do here is actually get in on this little thing. You can see there's two parts to that right there. So let me see if I can take a screwdriver maybe and pry that up a little bit. You can see that I'm getting it up. Oh, there we go. Alright, and so that's what that does. You can see that expands whenever I push it in. So that's why I had to pull this back, that inner part back, to actually get that out. And let me just pop the other one out too. There we go. Alright, that just pops on out. and then this piece right here can start to come off. It needs to come forward, and so that's why I think I do need to take this piece off right here. This is anchoring it, so I can pull that forward now, and I'm just gonna pop this right back into place. That way I don't lose it. And I don't think that this is actually holding it. Yeah, so right off the bat, this plastic guard right here can pop right off. I'm gonna throw it down to the side right there. Alright guys, so once I took that cover off, I was able to get to this screw right here. You can see it's pretty stripped. And then this one over here, and that's one I was actually able to take off. And I think one was able to do the trick in terms of just taking one off, so that way everything got loose and I was actually able to push this thing in. And you can see on the sides here, it did go in, and it is right up in there. I'm not sure if you guys can see that groove, but it looks a lot more normal from the side now, and possibly from the front here. Sorry, the tools are kind of sitting right there, so it might make it a little weird. But yeah, just loosening that up allowed me to put this thing into place right here, so it doesn't want to budge as much. Now this just continually wants to pop out, so I guess just every so often I am gonna have to just kind of hit that with my fist to pound it back in. But this front piece right here was the main part that did not want to go back in without taking this off. So I just have to, let me set you guys up here. Sorry about the audio right now. There we go. So what I had to do was just take this, pull it back, and then just kind of hammer it in with my hand. Soft. Yep, and that is much better now. It's not 100% perfect, but that is much better. And what I'm going to do now is just try and put this screw right back in here. Alrighty guys, so now that we have the bumper back on, I want to do a little bit more with the Civic here today. So the other thing that I would like to do is mess around with this light bar a little bit, because as you can see, it's still on the front of the car and there's nothing that appears to be wrong with it when it's not on. But if I go into my car over here, and you can see this LED light switch that I put on, and I switch it on, you can see that only like, let's see, really, I'm not sure if even any of those lights are working at their maximum capacity, but you can see all of the ones that aren't working. If you just look at that, there are a couple there that are just shining very dimly and brightly. And what I suspect is that this light bar has really just worn out. And for being such a cheap light bar, I'm actually pretty happy with how it performed, and that I should be able just to buy another one and slap it on there and just keep all the wiring that I put into the Civic earlier as is. But what I want to see is if I connect a different power source to it, will that change anything? So I'm going to take off all this electrical tape here and see if I can expose some wires and maybe disconnect a connection here, because I believe there is one. And then I will just try to connect another battery to it and see if that changes anything at all. Okay guys, so I think I have come to a final diagnosis of this. So essentially what I did was completely exposed those two wires in there, and I shut off the power to these in the car just to make sure that I had no juice coming to this whatsoever, and that it was only just a very short cable, and there was no relay, no extra connections involved until I got to this. And so what I did was just took a 9-volt battery, got my positive side and my negative side, and whenever I touch those same light bulbs light up. And what that tells me is that this light bar is unfortunately junk. So what I'm probably going to do in the future is actually take this light bar, rip it off, and then just put a new light bar, connect it right to those two connections right there, and hopefully have a good functioning light bar that will operate and allow me to see extra far in the middle of the night, because for the past year I really have not used this light bar that much at all. Alright guys, so with that diagnosis of the light bar, we have reached the end of the video. If you did enjoy this video, please be sure to drop a like, hit that subscribe button, help push us to 2,000 subscribers. One more thing that I would love it if you guys would do would be to leave a comment. If you like the video, please leave a comment. Tell us that we should do more of these little short repair videos. If you have seen another video on the channel, please leave a comment on that video telling us you like that. If you want to see more of that type of video, if it is possible for us to make more of that type of video, we will certainly try to push more of that comment, more of the video that you commented about on the channel, because that really helps push the channel on. Whenever you guys leave comments, it helps us out so much. But with that, that's it. Bye, guys.